Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new here, karibu sana. If you are coming back, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate your presence. And as usual, just want to request you to subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. Help me grow by subscribing, turning on the notification bell, and also give this video a thumbs up so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. My name is Counselor Lois Omboy. I'm a counseling psychologist and also I am a life coach. So today being a Thursday, we have a special segment on Thursday and we are calling it, or rather I am calling it Temperament Thursday, because I want us to to just have fun as we learn our temperaments, as we get to know why a certain person behave the way that they behave, and what can be adjusted. Because one thing with temperaments and personalities, it's that most people, they don't understand. They don't know what is a personality, what is a temperament, who is a sanguine, who is a phleg, who is a melancholy. And those are some of the things that we'll be looking at, their strengths, their weaknesses, and such kind of things. So please, you are going to excuse me. This video could be a bit long because it is an introductory video. I want to cover a bit on this video, and then later on, I will separate every temperament. We'll be discussing it separately, because every temperament is unique in its own way. But for this video, I will combine all the temperaments together, all the 4 temperaments together, and then maybe the next one we can start discussing individual temperaments. So now, what is the difference between a temperament and a personality? Maybe if you know, you can write it there on the comment section, because some people use these terms one for the other interchangeably, but personality and temperament are quite different. They have the same connection, but they are quite different. I want you to understand that you are born with your temperament. Get that as early as now. You are born with your temperament. If you are melancholic, if you are a sanguine, if you are a phlegmatic, if you are a choleric, you are born that way. We will be defining these terms, you don't worry. But your personality developed gradually. So temperament is genetic. Personality, we talk about nature and nurture. Temperament is nature. You are just that by nature. Personality is nurtured by the experiences that we so temperament is a combination of inborn traits that subconsciously affect all our behaviors. Remember, we have said that temperament is nature, the way that you are born, and these inborn traits, they are determined by 6 people, what we call the gene pool. So 6 people come and they put and they in their gene pool. That's how now you are able to get your temperaments, and these are your 2 parents and your 4 grandparents. So 2 grandparents from your mom's side and 2 grandparents from your dad's side. And this is so true, because now, like for example, me, when you look at my parents, my mom is tall, my dad is tall, I am quite short, and I look at my grandmother and we are the same height. And I was like, wow, so this is where I got my my height from. Yeah, so it's so true. It's so true that some children, they have a greater resemblance to their grandparents than their parents. This is something that has been proven. So personality on the other side is a total sum of who you are. Temperament is inborn, and then personality is an outward expression of that. So your personality is mostly influenced by your surrounding, and it is also influenced by your temperament. That's why
well, you could be ambitious, you are graceful, you could be domineering, you could be organized, you could be sarcastic, among others, because it's a combination of who you are at your core, which is your temperament, and the environment that you are into. So personality is nurture. It is nurtured by your environment. I say it is also important to note that certain temperaments tend to follow certain gene pool. So what I mean by this is that there are certain regions that people in that region, they have certain temperaments, and to an extension they have certain personalities. For example, there are regions even here in Kenya that the threshold for anger, there are people who they get angry so fast, and it is something that is in that region. So we have things that we classify as stereotypes, but when you look at it very clearly, you realize that it is an issue of gene pool in a certain environment. So temperament is the basis of your personality. I need to emphasize that, and just to let you know that temperament, as much as you are born with it, it is not cast on a stone. Temperament cannot be changed, but it can be modified. There are things which you can change, there are things which you cannot change, and these things which cannot be changed, what can be done is being modified. So you should not give an excuse that this is just who I am. I'm just lazy by nature. I'm just careless by nature, because you are going to see a temperament that is so careless, a temperament that is so laid back, and such kind of things. So I've said that there are 4 basic temperaments that were coined by an ancient Greek philosopher known as Hippocrates. And Hippocrates was one of my favorite people that I studied when I was doing the history of psychology, because I'm so much interested with human beings, activities surrounding humans, and that's why he gave me such an interest. So the first temperament is, of course, the sanguine. I mean, who doesn't know the sanguine? Who doesn't love a sanguine? The warm, the optimistic, the life of the party, the social, the social being. These people who just lights up the environments wherever they go. If a sanguine lands somewhere, you will know that a sanguine has landed. You know that somebody has come, because the atmosphere of that place will be interrupted. Everything about that place, there's some life that they inject in environments. That's why they are darlings to so many people. And then we have the phlegmatics. The phlegmatics, no, we don't want stress. I'm a phleg myself. We don't like stress. We are relaxed. We are slow moving. We are apathetic. Things will happen when they happen. But as I have said, temperament is not cast on a stone. You can modify the temperaments, and that's why these sessions will be so important for you, so that you can know, as a phlegmatic, how can I stop being a laid-back person? How can I be more aggressive about life? Because for sure, life is not waiting for anybody. We have to up our game and catch up. Melancholic, even as the name suggests, just looking at that name, it is self-explanatory. These are the nostalgic. They are the quiet people. They are the reflective people. A male will think about something, and they will think about it over and over again. They will ruminate over something until now it becomes so fine they can see through the other side. A sanguine doesn't have that time. What you see with a sanguine is what you get. But with a male is a very analytical person, is a very nostalgic person. They are so moody. I wanted to say they are the moodest. I don't know if there is such a term, but let me tell you, if you want some moods, I relate with the melancholic. But again, temperament is not cast on a stone. It can be modified. Cholerics. Wow. Cholerics. Cholerics are the no-nonsense. They are the go-getters. They are the spontaneous. They are quick to react. By the time a choleric is thinking, they have already, outdone themselves. So cholerics, they are so irritable. They are not patient, and a choleric will do anything to get where they are. It doesn't matter whether they are going to step on your shoulders. It doesn't matter whether they are going to step on your feet. But if they say this is what I want, it doesn't matter what will happen. And that's why so many of them, they make good CEOs, good managers of companies. Yeah, so I want us to look at each of these temperaments, and I'm going to start with sanguine. And sanguine is, they're the ones that I call the life of the party, as I have discussed earlier. They are lively, they are carefree, they are social, they are pleasure-seeking, they are warm-hearted, they are optimistic. Wow. These are people that, I would look at people, because myself, I'm a phlegmatic, although we are going to get there. Before a phlegmatic can interact with another person, they have really calculated their moves. But for a sanguine, they'll just come, and within a few minutes, you are already their friends, and they are taking it over. So a sanguine has an unusual capacity to enjoy himself. The YOLO, you only live once, and that's a sanguine for you. He's a captivating storyteller. But one thing I noted with sanguines, because I've interacted with sanguines, they are storytellers, but they can also be bad liars. Sometimes they'll give you a story and then they forget the dishes, and they're coming, because they talk and talk. So if they don't have another story to give you, they will recycle the previous they gave, and they will put flowers on it. They're going to decorate this story so that it can come out the way they want, and in the process they are going to they tend to lie. A sanguine is often the envy of more timid temperament type. I've said this. I envied sanguines. I would look at people and I'm like, how are you able to do that? How are you able to talk to so many? I mean, how are you comfortable around so many people, engaging them, and them loving you? I used to really envy them myself. So they have their strengths. One of them is that they are sociable, they are optimistic, they are charismatic. Sanguines are very charismatic. Charismatic means they are smooth talkers. They look so organized even by looking at them. But now they also have their weaknesses. The weaknesses of a sanguine. Remember, this is just a walkover. We will be going deep and deep to these temperaments in another video. They are hyper. That is a weakness. They're impulsive. They act before thinking. They are exaggerators. I think I said they can really exaggerate a situation until you feel, wow, this is really, hapa wameongeza chumvi. They are shameless. As sanguine-willed, they can talk something and you are there, you're like, wow, did he just say that? Did she just say that? And then they are chronic latecomers. They can never keep time. And which is such a big put off to mostly cholerics and melancholics, because melancholics, as much as they have this sad countenance, they are very good in keeping time. So I said an example of a sanguine in the Bible, Apostle Peter. Apostle Peter was a typical sanguine. Remember how he would talk and he would interact with people so well. And even at some point, when Jesus declared that all his disciples would desert him and everybody would go away, Peter was the first one to say, no, Master, me, I will never leave. Even if everybody else forsake you, So they are impulse, they act on impulse. And you remember what happened to Peter? When the cock crew 3 times, who was the first person to deny Jesus? It was Peter. So sanguine should, they should calm themselves down and think before acting. You remember even another scenario. I was just thinking about this when Jesus was about to be arrested at the Garden of Gethsemane. And Peter is the one who drew the sword and cut the ear of one of the soldiers. So the impulsivity in them makes them make decisions that they regret later on. So you can imagine if Jesus was not in that place. So what are the careers that are associated with the sanguines? Sanguines, wow. Salespeople, excellent. Because of their smooth talk, you hear of somebody saying that this one can sell ice cream to the people who lives to the Eskimos. These people, they live in snow. But a sanguine will find a way of selling an ice cream to them. They are so smooth in their talk. They are good as entertainers. They are good as hospital workers, by the way, because of their hospitable nature. They are people. They love people. So as hospital workers, they can good. Master of ceremonies. I mean, most of them, they are sanguines because they will exaggerate that event. They will pamper that event until now. Everybody will be so happy about that. So they can do that. They can also be good preachers. Sanguine, when they are cultured, they can make good preachers because they are able to capture the attention of people. So anywhere that the attention of people need to be captured, you'll find a sanguine there. Let's talk about phlegmatics. Yeah. And when you talk about a phlegmatic, you see the person talking to you. So phlegs, they are the calm, easygoing, and they never seem ruffled by the circumstances. There was a time my mom would ask me, I don't know how I put this in English, but because she would ask me in my mother tongue, she would ask me, what normally makes you happy? Like, whenever she's asking me that, it's because maybe she brought this and I just took it and I didn't show excitement because that was so hard for me. And she would come the next time that she's bringing gifts, and she's like, well, now this one she's going to like it. This one, sasa. And she will bring it to me, and okay, thank you. But there's that kind of excitement, and she would be like, what normally makes you happy? Please make me understand so that I can treat you better. But anyway, so a phlegmatic has emotions, his or her emotions under control. They seldom explode in anger. I seldom explode in anger. No matter the pressure, I always find a way to calm myself down. So a phlegmatic is kind-hearted, sympathetic, and we barely convey their true feelings. He feels more emotion than appears on his face. So sometimes there are things that are really disturbing me, but I'm not able to express it. So phlegmatics, and when I read this, that's when I decided I have to be intentional with my life, because phlegmatics tend to be spectators in life. Look at most phlegmatics, even as we are going to be discovering more. They are spectators in life. They don't want to be involved with activities. And simply because the reason why, it's not like they don't want to do what needs to be done, but their greatest fear is messing up. The greatest fear of a phlegmatic is to mess. They don't like being in a situation whereby they have made people, they have compromised a situation. So that's why they will be spectators. They will not take any roles unless you tell them. Even when maybe you are giving out duties and responsibilities, unless you intentionally assign a phlegmatic and you tell a phlegmatic, this is your role. Everybody else will take their role and a flag will just spectate and they will be okay. But when you give them, they give their best. When they come out and they are encouraged, they give their best, because for once, one of the characteristics, and we'll be looking at it. One of the major characteristics of phlegmatics is loyalty. They are very loyal to their friends. And they don't have many of them, but the few they have, they are very loyal to them. Their strengths, they are peacemakers, of course. They are calm, they are steady, they are easygoing, they are able to handle tough projects. Their weaknesses: lack of motivation, indecisiveness, lack of vision, fear of the unknown. Examples in the Bible, we have our father Abraham, our father of faith. He was a phlegmatic. Joseph, the father of Jesus, he was also a phlegmatic. That's why it was so easy for that's why it was so easy for him when it was discovered when he discovered that Mary was pregnant, and he was not the father. He had not gotten any relations with Mary. The Bible says that he wanted to live quietly. Phlegmatics will not cause drama. And I found myself in such a situation that even when I'm treated unfairly, I just want to live quietly. I don't want to cause drama. So that is an example. We have, for example, somebody like Nehemiah. He was also a phlegmatic. So the people that I'm quoting in the Bible, when you study their lives, they did exploits, but they needed a little bit of push. But when that push was given, they were able to accomplish their best. So what are the career best of phlegmatics? Phlegmatics, they are patient. So their patience works best in places like schools. They make good languages, especially good. They are very good in grammar, which is so true with me. They are very good in history. I love history, and also language. Their keen listening ear makes them candidates for teaching and counseling professions, and I think that's why I chose counseling as my profession. Skilled phlegmatics. When a phlegmatic is skilled and they have allowed themselves to outgrow their fears of unknown, they can become good. They can become good managers, supervisors, because they are able to bring calm in a chaotic situations. Number 3, cholerics. Cholerics are people that I also admire a lot, because these are people that are leaders. They are leaders and directors. Their main agenda in life, or their one goal in life, it has always been to dominate. It has always been to be in leadership. They want to dominate and to be in control of situation. It's so difficult for a choleric to be led. They will always want to lead, and if that does not turn out like that, these are the rebellious. They are the people who join the camps of rebellion. They are firm and forceful and always apply tough love. Don't expect a wish from a choleric. They are very forceful. They have that tough love, and it's so important for other timid temperaments like the flex and the males, because they are able to be jolted out of their cocoons and out of their comfort zones. So what phlegmatics want is what cholerics want is to challenge you to be the best version of yourself. So they will not tell you, okay, this is how you should be, but they'll apply such tough love that sometimes you'll wonder, what is wrong with this person? Why are they so tough on me? Their authoritative and confidence nature make them natural leaders, although not all of them will want to be leaders. Yes, some will not generally want to be leaders, but they are naturally leaders. So to cholerics, the desire to prove themselves is greater than everything else that is at stake. It doesn't matter what is at stake, but a choleric would just want to prove that they were right. It doesn't matter, like an organization, a whole organization is at stake. The reputation of an organization on the global map is at stake. But as long as a choleric is there, they will disregard everything and they just want to prove that they are not the ones who made that mistake. Or if they had been given a chance, such a thing could not have happened. So it is greater than any truth. So their ego or their appearance, how people see them, is greater than anything else according to them. So I say that it is safe to say that most narcissists are cholerics, and for sure I found this to be true in my area of work. I found this to be so true. People find, because in most times they find pleasure in other people's pains and misfortunes. And these are the people who will want to put off your candle so that yours can, so that theirs can shine brighter. And it's so unfortunate for them. So strong points of cholerics: they are dynamic and active. They are very strong. They are strong-willed and compulsive. They are independent and self-sufficient. They are extroverted. They have confidence. They are go-getters. Those are some of their strong points. Their weaknesses: they are hot-tempered. They are dominant. They have a superiority mentality. I mean, to a choleric, nobody supersedes them. They are impatient and mostly makes rash decisions. And the worst of all, they make decisions on people's behalf. Yeah, they make decisions on people's behalf, which is so bad. They are extremely difficult to please. Cholerics are extremely difficult to please. Example in the Bible, although now on a good way, it was Apostle Paul. Apostle Paul was a very hard worker, and it is evident in his missionary journey. You can imagine Apostle Paul never met Jesus face to face like Akina Peter and the rest of the disciples. But the biggest chunk of the New Testament, it was written by Apostle Paul. And because of his hard-working nature, he was able to compile letters and to send them to various churches across the continent of Asia. So choleric is a natural motivator of other people. He or she oozes self-confidence, is extremely goal-conscious, and can inspire others to achieve their goals. So what are some of the career best of cholerics? They like careers that require them to be leaders. They are always looking for ways to improve their companies regardless of the cost. So of the cost. So cholerics, they are largely entrepreneurs. They own their businesses. They are able to lead in their businesses. So they formulate business and are they are able to put themselves out there and to bring this business to pass. To choleric, the sky is not even the limit. They also do well in sales since they are so persuasive. That is a choleric for you. The other one is melancholic. Melancholy. The defining feature of this temperament is perfectionism. They are people who are, idealists. They are ideal. They want the perfect way of doing things. A melancholy will want his desk to be arranged in a particular way. And if you dare disrupt that, you've already disrupted his whole program. You've already disrupted his whole mood. So you have to be very careful when you're dealing with a choleric. They are very sensitive in life, and when they make plans, they intend to follow through. So these are people who are very sensitive. These are people who will hold on to something. Even if it's not working, they just hold on to it because they have promised themselves that this is what I want to do and I have to follow through. So melancholy makes very loyal friends. They make very loyal friends, but unlike the sanguines, they have few friends. But the few they have, they stick to them to the end. So So a melancholy, don't wait for a melancholy to come to you, to to approach you and to ask you if they can be your friends. They will wait for you to come to them so that they can establish friendship. He's possibly the most dependable temperament because of his perfectionism tendencies. Because his perfectionism tendency does not allow him to let others down. Cholerics are so dependable. He will not let you down. Whatever you want him to do, he is going to see it that it is done to the letter. So guys, thank you so much. I hope you have enjoyed our introductory video, and we're looking forward to our Thursday temperament episodes. And I can assure you that we're going to learn so much together. We are going to know more about these temperaments and how we can modify them so that we can be better people to serve our society. Thank you so much. Once again, if you have not subscribed, please kindly consider subscribing, and also give this video a thumbs up. Share it with somebody and let them also learn. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye bye.